my face is a little disheveled because, obviously.
What's on your weird mind?
I told some of my friends, I said, you know what, bear with me till 2021 because I will be ranting a lot about this SnyderCut thing. Now, I want you to understand, I am as excited as everyone else in terms of the idea of getting to see what his vision was. And I say that because the internet is stupid, and people think that you can't love something and hold a dissenting view. But I will say that I will be forever and eternally grateful to Zack Snyder for giving me this version of the Superman story, Man of Steel. I quite liked what he did with it. I like the sort of science behind it, like, okay, what Krypton would look like, how, denser gravity would impact um, biology. Superman doesn't kill because he had that experience one before and it really wrecked him. This is good. I like this. I enjoyed very much Man of Steel, and it was Zack's casting that gave me Gal Gadot, and Gal Gadot is a fantastic Wonder Woman. And I saw Aquaman in theaters and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I wasn't sure how I felt about Jason Momoa at the time of the casting, but clearly Zack saw something in him that was brilliant. And so for me, Master Snyder will always have my respect and my love for putting these people together in a way that was absolutely brilliant as far as I am concerned.
Like brunch. Like, what is brunch? You wait in line for an hour for essentially lunch. I mean, I don't know. People are a little slow.
I'll try to keep up.
That being said, a film is a film is a film. Sometimes you strike for the fences and it fails. Whether it is because of studio involvement, whether it is because maybe the vision was too much, I don't know. And we've had two examples with that under the Snyder universe. Batman vs. Superman and Justice League. Now, Batman vs. Superman is one of those films that I actually quite like. It is a film that I can rationalize to pretty much anyone. My thinking for Batman v Superman is that it is Bruce's 9/11. The destruction that has come through Zod and Kal-El, it is his 9/11. And so he has a general mistrust or distrust of the Kryptonian, and he will do whatever it is in his power to show him, listen, you can be stopped if you ever get out of line. And I can deal with that. I like that. But the fact that I had to sit down through the cinematic version, which felt choppy at times, which felt like the full story wasn't there, and let's not even get behind with Martha. I feel like I could understand the need to use Martha as a tie, a thread that runs throughout the entire film. Cool, but we won't go further into that. But the theatrical version had some stuff to be desired. And then came the extended Blu-ray edition. And that was pretty cool. That was good. But I had to get the Blu-ray version in order to plug the holes that was there in the theatrical version. Then Justice League came, and Justice League was meant to be this crowning achievement. We just had Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman turned out to be like this really awesome film. And as a DC lover, I needed Justice League to be spectacular. Because if I'm being really honest, I'm really getting fed up with people just drinking the Marvel Kool-Aid. Everything about Marvel is great. Everything, no, it's not. It's not. I like Marvel. I love the MCU. I do believe that there are things, especially the formulaic sensibility and the overabundance of sugar and humor, especially I think in times when I don't feel like it's necessary, that annoys me. So I needed my DC heroes, the gods, the DC pantheon to be spectacular. But it's over. It is what it is. Let's start over and do what we think is necessary. There must be a Snyder Cut, and then you start hearing whispers about the Snyder Cut, and every couple of months from 2017 there was this annoying thing about release the Snyder Cut. There's a guy on Instagram that I used to follow. This guy's every 2 tweets was release the Snyder Cut, to the point where he started bashing every other DC film that would come out because it's not the Snyder Cut. How could they spend money and make a Shazam when they could make a Snyder Cut? Why would they do this crappy Birds of Prey? And you know that? That level of fandom is stupid, and I don't need to be a part of it. It didn't seem like sense at the time, because as much as we, the fans, would love to have seen a full-on version of a Snyder Cut, is it financially viable to the studio to make this movie? A movie like the Justice League is going to cost. The studio will not just randomly say, here is money so that you can go and finish your pet project, when they have other projects that needs to be done. It does make sense, though, that now the Snyder Cut would be real, because we have HBO Max. The launch of the streaming service, the streaming wars, has given each platform a chance to show their best goods. A company that is called HBO Max, that is basically Warner Brothers, requires that they bring out all their guns. I mean, Warner Brothers' catalog alone is great, but now you have an actual chance to do something remarkable. Now you have the actual chance to say, well, people will be subscribing to HBO Max. There will be money coming into the coffers. Now, if you really want to do this project, we can fund you, however it works. Joss Whedon was brought in to take over the film. Now, Joss is the king of the nerds. Joss gave us things that we absolutely adored, to successfully putting the Avengers on a good footing. If it was not for Joss laying the foundation, I think the Russo brothers would have had a harder time. But now, it's like, well, your work doesn't matter. You're trying to hobble everything together and cobble everything together. Does not matter, because we're just going to give it back to Zack and let him do what he originally planned, so that he can have his catharsis, because that's what this is. It's Zack's personal catharsis, and we can all move on. I feel like it opens the door now. It opens the door to all the disgruntled directors and all the disgruntled fans out there who want to see versions of their own thing. This is where a David Ayer can come out and say he wants to release his Suicide Squad cut. I mean, he hasn't said that. I'm saying he could. I want to see the Lord and Miller release the Lord and Miller cut of Solo. Surely that can happen too as well. Fans have been clamoring for that, and fans have been clamoring for a Solo too. I live online. I see it. Make Solo 2 happen. That's a thing. What does it say to the directors who come in to try and shepherd a project when, for whatever reason, the original director can no longer be on board. Ron Howard had to do that for Solo. After Lord and Miller had this Lawrence Kasdan script and were doing it however they thought was best, Lucasfilm decided, no please, and Ron Howard came in like the cool dad, the cool stepdad, trying to make this happen. There are a lot of cool stepdads and stepmothers in the industry who had to shepherd and shelter the films to make it work, to put it out there. What does that say now? Also, I'm seeing reports that this is not just the extended cut, so to speak. This is going to be an entirely new thing. That's what I'm reading. This is an entirely new thing. So you're telling me that after all this time in 2017, I am not getting like a BVS extended cut where it's recut in the way that your vision is. This might be a completely new thing, which, if that report is true, and it's trending to be true, it would go well with the other story that came out, which is Zach is assembling, his team of engineers and editors and all his people together in order to make it happen. So this is a new film. Ostensibly, they're getting a do-over for Justice League. And I sort of also think about things like, quite randomly, Junkie XL. I remember reading the report that Junkie XL was no longer going to be doing the soundtrack for Justice League. And then when Joss came on board, it was Danny Elfman who did the soundtrack. So we're getting a new soundtrack as well, I suspect. So technically, 2017 never happened. All that money spent never happened. And if this film doesn't prove to be the most blow mind retelling of the Justice League, then what will be the point? Oh, well, it's a streaming service, so they can absorb it. Is that how we're going to play this out? It's important to know something here. This is not the first film that has gone through the motions with both critics and its audience. Blade Runner is a classic example. It is considered cult classic now, but when it came out, and there are so many cuts. There's theatrical, there's ultimate, there's director's cut, there's final cut. I mean, my fear is that having seen the theatrical version of Batman vs. Superman, which is Zack's story, I do not know if I need to give him the reins to do over a movie from 2017. Because, again, it seems as though it's an entirely new thing. I feel like it's really going to open the door. I feel now everybody's going to want to give a cut. I can't remember, don't know if you guys remember, but like late last year into early this year, there was released the JJ cut. It opens up the door. It opens up the door to so... This is not to say that I'm not going to queue up HBO Max next year, God Spare Life, and that I'm not going to sit down with popcorn and friends and do a watch party of my own. And I will throw this out, even after all this that I have said, I will throw this out. I feel like maybe, yes, a director should be able to have their vision done the way that they want. There was a 5-film arc, from what I am told, there was a 5-film arc, or what I read, for Zack in the DC universe. All of this swirling around news and information, it's too much, and it's annoying, and people are going to be very, very annoying when this movie comes out on a streaming platform, maybe in 6 parts. So it's really Justice League the movie limited series, if that is really where they're going. You know how annoying it is to be going up on Instagram or wherever and you see this picture, Zack tweets this picture that was supposed to be, I'm telling you guys, this is his catharsis. This is his catharsis. This is not even for us. This is Zack's catharsis. And this is also the guy who says things like, if you think your superheroes don't kill or anything like that, then you need to wake up.
Okay.
That guy. I'm crossing my fingers. After all of that I've said, I am crossing my fingers in hopes that this turns out to be the bomb. And not the bomb as in bad, but like the bomb, da bomb, as in like really good. I am hoping that the rumors that Harry Lennox was supposed to be the Martian Manhunter, that maybe he comes in. I am hoping that all the talk that we heard before about the nightmare sequence in BVS would get its payoff. I am hoping for all of this so that we can move on and maybe, just maybe, get a Man of Steel 2, because that is important. Good night. Good morning, good whatever. Be well.
But these heroes were here the whole time to remind us that hope is real, that you can see it. All you have to do is look. Up in the sky.